So, sir, are you recording right now?
Yes, sir. I have put it on record.
Okay, that's fine.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the International Conference on Theory and Discursive Practices in the Age of Interdisciplinarity, organized by the PG Department of English, Padmada College, in collaboration with Yonpula Centenary College, Heroic University of Bhutan. The conference intends to facilitate thoughts and conversations on crossing disciplinary boundaries and theoretical tools and methodologies that emerge in the process. So let's commence the inaugural session by invoking the grace of the Almighty. And I invite Dr. Tara Gangadharan, Assistant Professor in English, to lead us through the prayer. Tara, over to you.
Dr. Thara, you can unmute yourself. Now you are co-host.
Okay, okay, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
ഹൃദയരാഗതന്ത്രിനീട്ടി സ്നേഹഗീതമേകിയും കർമ്മഭൂമി തളിരിടുന്ന വർണ്ണമേകിയും നമ്മിൽ വാഴുമാതിനാമം ഇന്നു വാഴ്ത്തിടാം ഞങ്ങൾ പാടുമീശ്വരങ്ങൾ കീർത്തനങ്ങളാകണേ ചൂടുവയ്ക്കുമീ പദങ്ങൾ നൃത്തലോലമാകണേ കുഞ്ഞു വീടിനുൾ കളങ്ങൾ സ്വർഗമാകണേ അമ്മ നൽകും ഉമ്മ പോലും അമൃതമാകണേ പൂർണ്ണമീ ചരാചരങ്ങൾ ഗുരുവരങ്ങളാകണേ ഹൃദയരാഗ തന്ത്രിമീട്ടി സ്നേഹഗീതമേകിയും കർമ്മഭൂമി തളിരിടുന്ന വർണ്ണമേകിയും നമ്മിൽ വാഴുമാതിനാമം ഇന്നു വാഴ്ത്തിടാം.
Thank you. And now, may I invite the head of our department, Dr. Miniam Abraham, a sharp-witted academician, to propose the welcome address. Over to you, Miniam. I think you're on mute.
I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, yes, ma'am. You are audible now.
Yes.
Thank you. Respected guest of honor for the day, Dr. Mohit Gambhir ji. Respected manager, Reverend Father Dr. Abraham Oliapuratta. Beloved principal, Dr. Shaini Palati. Our collaborator from Yonpula College of Bhutan, Dr. S. Chitra. Organizing Secretary, Jay Singh ji. Convener, Dr. Rose Sebastian and team, Rohit and Christina. My dear teachers from the Department of English, teachers from other departments, students, delegates, and my dear friends. Over the past several decades, there has been a fantastic growth in the level of theoretical sophistication provided by the humanities. Fields have co-fertilized and hybridized. Conceptual revolutions and turns have overflowed, spatial, linguistic, cultural, and affective. The sense and sensibilities of our collective selves have become tremendously enriched. Debates still rage over the present and future role and relevance of humanities. And leading bodies like the Social Sciences Research Council in the US, the Arts and Humanities Research Council in the UK, the Norwegian Research Council in Norway, and the research councils in Australia. They have published a series of reports to address the crisis of legitimation faced by the discipline. And they draw attention to the importance of the localized political, economic, social, and cultural factors. The Arts and Humanities Research Council report finds that as the knowledge economy advances, more public and private organizations participate in knowledge creation and look for outcomes. It refers to the ecosystem designed to focus the economic impact of arts and humanities. The Deloitte Access Economics 2018 report on humanities tends to acknowledge the breadth of the economic, social, cultural, and environmental impacts of university research. The report emphasizes that cross-disciplinary collaboration drives innovation and enhances the impact of research. This requires rethinking and resetting education in order to reflect our values as citizens, communities, and societies in shared global environments. The requisite skills for the new workforce would be STEMpathy, which is a combination of the core scientific skills and human empathy, including a willingness to be flexible, agile, and adaptable to change. And all these reports stress the need for interdisciplinarity and societal change. And humanities can best explore and unravel the microdynamics of cultural practices and change. There are already moves towards diversification and developments in humanities departments across the globe into biohumanities, techno-humanities, medical humanities, geo-humanities, digital humanities, public humanities, and several other integrated humanities, most of which did not exist under the current name a decade ago. And these capture topics from religious fundamentalism to climate change under the purview of humanities. So new trajectories of integrative humanities will come about. These will be about values, passions, routines, institutions, preferences, politics, prestige, effect, culture, belief, incentives, care, sense, reason, justice, perhaps above all justice between people, social groups, provinces, territories, nations, states, and generations. And these moves paved the way for the reorganization of humanities in policy and planning, thus boosting relevance and quality of humanities research. And this is what our conference is all about. And may I now move on to the pleasant task of welcoming the esteemed guests and delegates in the virtual space of the conference. Mohit Gambhir Ji is the Director of Innovation in the Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, Government of India, and he is known for his tremendous contribution in streamlining and strengthening the innovation ecosystem in the educational space in India. He is a member of many high-level government committees for various ministries. He is a seasoned entrepreneur, investor, advisor, patent expert, and a lifelong learner with 21 years of multitudinous experiences. And he's even got awards from the Harvard University Global Systems for his immense contribution to strengthening the global innovation and entrepreneurial ecosystem. He has extensive work experience in innovation and IP space, such as patent portfolio generation, advising inventors, corporates, and in channelizing their IP activities. And his latest venture is Verispire, and he's engaged in creating valuable business assets for his clients by strategizing and consulting to develop innovative practices along with safeguarding their IP rights. Dr. Mohit Gambhir Ji, we are absolutely delighted to have you with us to inaugurate our conference, and may I extend to you a very warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mini. And so I'm assuming it's my turn to speak.
If you have about 5 minutes, I could have just welcomed. If you're in a hurry, then I can stop this here and then I can go on after you speak. It depends on how much time you have.
Waiting.
May I continue, sir?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Our manager, Reverend Dr. Abraham Olyapurath, has always been a meticulous planner and a source of inspiration for all the activities of the college and our department. He is always on the lookout for improving the standard of the institution. Dear Acha, may I respectfully and cordially extend to you a very warm welcome. Our dear Principal, Dr. Shaini Palati, is a diligent and capable, as diligent and capable an administrator as one is likely to find anywhere. She blends administration, empathy, research, and teaching seamlessly and smoothly, becoming the epitome of efficiency and performance. Dear Shaini ma'am, may I most warmly invite you to this conference as a constant well-wisher of the department. May I extend a very warm welcome to the wonderful keynote speakers who will be coming in the coming days and who have kindly consented to be part of the conference. A very warm welcome to our collaborator, Dr. Chitra of the Royal University of Bhutan, and also to our organizing secretary, Dr. Jay Singh from IFLU, Hyderabad. May I welcome all the paper presenters who have accepted our invitation and will be taking part in the deliberations in the coming days. A warm welcome to all the teachers, students, and delegates from other colleges and departments. A very warm welcome to Rosa convener, Rohit and Christina. You have worked so hard for this. And my dearest members of the team English, may I extend to you a very warm welcome. And a warm welcome to each and every person who's been with us on this journey till now and will be with us over the next 3 days. So my dear students, delegates, participants, and each and everyone, if I have left out anyone, may I extend to you a very warm welcome. And may the keynotes and the deliberations from this conference contribute significantly towards the knowledge production in a world where the human is increasingly technologized and technology is increasingly humanized. Welcome to the conference and thank you. Maren, please. Maren.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, thank you, ma'am. The manager of Padmada College, Reverend Father Dr. Abraham Olyapurath, is a visionary keen on imparting higher education of the best quality. Dear Father, I invite you for the presidential address.
Jay sir, can you please, our manager is unmuted.
Guest of honor, Dr. Mohit Kamphilji, Director Innovation Cell, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Respected our principal, Dr. Shaini Palati, Head of the Department of English, Dr. Minnie Abraham, organizers, delegates, and the participants of this conference. Good evening to you all. It's with immense pride that Padmada College hosts this international conference on theory and discursive practices in the age of interdisciplinary. Nowadays, it is very common in academic field, the word used interdisciplinary. What does it mean? What is the importance of interdisciplinary approach in academic life? Two or more academic, scientific or artistic disciplines, or it is an approach that integrates different aspects of more than one academic discipline. For example, this approach to teaching allows students to study one subject from multiple perspectives. It enables the students to think outside the box and challenge their preconceived notions by exploring ideas and concepts in more than one way. It helps students in complex way of thinking and involves creative problem solving and critical thinking skill, which is necessary in developing an individual characteristics. I take this opportunity to congratulate the organizers of this event and the all department for making this happen. And really, our college, Padmada community, is blessed with the presence of Very distinguished guest of honor for today's event, Dr. Mohit Gambhir from the Ministry of Education. I wish the Department of English very best from the part of management. This conference may help to reach to higher realms of excellence. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Acha. Marin.
Ma'am, Marin is
Yeah,
not
okay.
somehow you.
Marin, are you there?
No, ma'am, she is not in the meeting right now.
Okay, so I thank you.
No problem, she left the meeting.
Okay. Dear Father Manager, may I extend to you a very warm gratitude for your nice words for the department and for the conference. Now, next, may I invite Dr. Shaini Palati, our beloved principal, to deliver the principal's message.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Honorable Chief Guest of the event, Dr. Mohit Gambhir, Director, Innovation Cell, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Reverend Dr. Abraham Olyapurat, Manager, Bharat Mata College, Vikakara. Reverend Father Jimmichan Kartanam, Assistant Director, Bharat Mata College. Dr. Minnie M. Abraham, Head of the Department of English and the co-convener of this event. Dr. Rose Sebastian, convener of the conference, members of the organizing committee, members of the Department of English, other members of the faculty, invited guests, participants, and my dear students. A warm good evening all. The concept of interdisciplinarity, as we know, it has gained popularity in policy, practice, teaching, and research circles in recent times. Interdisciplinarity has become inevitable, gaining momentum with its arguments fortified with moral overtones. We all know that literary research has become more interdisciplinary in the last 2 decades, caused by convergence of disciplines, a re-examination of the literary canon in response to societal demands for cultural relevance, and the growing impact of computer technology. This trend has actually changed the set patterns of literary thinking and publication, making it more and more inclusive, widening its perspectives and pushing its boundaries, and thus opening itself into a field of limitless possibilities. And I'm really proud to say that it's quite natural for our rich and vibrant postgraduate Department of English to open its corridors of thinking and research wide open to inculcate the expanse of interdisciplinary possibilities. They have always been quite adept in responding to and adapting new trends of thoughts and challenges. And I'm honored to have been a supportive part of their journey at all times. And when they came up with the idea of collaborating with the Royal University of Bhutan in organizing an international conference on theory and discursive practices in the age of interdisciplinarity, I knew instinctively that they are on the right path as always, exploring the possibilities of inter-institutional collaborations. I congratulate the organizers and all the members of English department for choosing a theme of great contemporary relevance. I wish them luck in their new endeavor in bringing together different theoreticians and practitioners of interdisciplinary studies from around the world. I'm assured of the fact that this conference will add to the glorious achievements of the department and give them a firm footing for all the greater heights they aspire to reach in the future. As the head of the institution, I offer the English department all the moral and logistic support. I will also try to participate in the deliberations as much as I can and benefit from it. All the best, Team English. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiny ma'am. And I regret for the technical error that was in between. Dr. Mohit Gambhir, the Director, Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, is a member of many high-level government committees. Being at the helm of initiatives like Smart India Hackathon, Dr. Gambhir is known as the Hackathon Man of India. He has played a vital role in establishing ERIAE rankings, framing the National Innovation and Startup Policy, and a unique initiative named Kapila Kalam Program for IP Literacy and Awareness. Sir, we're highly privileged to have you here as a guest of honor for the inaugural session of this international conference. On behalf of the mentors and the organizing team of the conference, I invite you for the inaugural address. Sir, please.
Thank you so much, Marine. Thank you so much, Dr. Mini, Dr. Shiny, Father, and then my dear friend, Dr. Jay, who kept on insisting that I have to be here. And I generally, I am of the opinion, and I very candidly used to tell him that, Dr. Jay, this is not my area. And he's like, no, you are from innovation and you have to be here. I said, okay, now you are picking the loose end of mine, and where I would have to come in and speak on a topic which is true interdisciplinarity, where we are discussing about the nature of conferences such. The things I would like to share with everyone, the audiences, in the opening remark or the address. See, friends, I would like to categorically highlight and say, I personally believe, which everybody and generally in the market it says, in the domain it says, innovation is related to sort of technology, but I 1,000 times and 1,000% says technology is just an enabler. Innovation or all those things what we believe, technology has nothing to do with it. There's a lot of other things which counts in it, which comes in innovation, whereby we move on. And taking that forward, even like Marine just mentioned that ARIA rankings, ARIA, and it's being said and it's been named as an Atal ranking of institution on innovation achievements. You will all be delighted to know that we have introduced innovation rankings for non-technology colleges as well. Many times, people, they ask us that what innovative non-technology college will do, what innovative a non-technology college will come up with. And then I used to give them a lot of examples that, you kind of policy papers, the research things, the other stuff which is being thrown upon to the market, it all comes from non-technology colleges. The kind of perspective that is being decided, it comes from the non-technology colleges. And in our programs, like I drive Smart India Hackathon, which is in a way rated as world's biggest open innovation model. And in that, in this program, that is Smart India Hackathon, across the country and through all higher education institutions, in last edition, we had a traction of more than 7 lakh, close to 5 to 7 lakh, that was the number. So we reached to 7 lakh students, then 5 lakh students, they came and then further filter down. And in the grand finale, we have 10,000-11,000 students, those participated, and they were shortlisted and participated. Now the crux which I wanted to tell to all the students as well here, the composition of team, that is, we say it has to be 6-member team, interdisciplinary. I'm again highlighting a word, interdisciplinary. It may or may not be from a same department of an institution. That means if we have 6 students, they are forming a team. One may come from a computer science background, second may come from mechanical, third may come from pharma, fourth may come from humanities, fifth may come from X, and sixth may come from Y. Now the point is, I strongly believe it is about our thought process. It is about our teamwork. And that is what the whole essence of our education system has to be, how to make a better human being. At the end of the day, why we are getting acquainted with the education is how to become a better human being. The things as in again, technology perspective, what we are learning today may not exist the time those students of technology may graduate. But if we come on to the languages, if we come on to the fundamentals, they were existing, they were there since ages, they are there, they are going to be in future as well, to form the strong foundation of other allied domains. Until and unless we understand how to communicate effectively, how to make other understand. And don't get me wrong here, because again, I believe language and all these these are just situation that, so I never focus upon the and you people will pardon me for that, on the grammatical things and other stuff. I generally believe, again, communication is the key. So language should not be the barrier. My bottom line is that the other person must be able to understand what I am trying to say, be it whatsoever, be it the wrong usage of tenses or tenses or past whatsoever. But the thing is, I am able to convey my thing to the other member. So in a similar way, I believe, like, we are talking about the essence of this conference, whereby I strongly recommend that the participation from colleges, which we say professional mandate colleges, it should also be increased. And even in our new education policy, which we are going through, and very soon the implementation and other scenarios are being discussed. If you look around, very, very categorically, it's been said that any student or any student who is enrolled in any professional course like engineering or maybe in MBBS, those students would also be able rather to pursue the courses of other domains. Maybe like if somebody, as I'm saying, a doctor who is pursuing MBBS, rather a would-be doctor, is interested in painting or drawing, along with the course which he or she is pursuing, would be able to pursue the course in drawing or painting and arts as well. In a similar manner, if a person is pursuing an engineering course, if he or she is very much interested in music, then it should be clubbed up and it should be thrown upon that, yes, you have that kind of flexibility available with you, and you can certainly pursue that. Now, the bottom line of this thought process is, generally, again, it is a tendency in our country, what people say, that the day you retire, you start living your life. So in a way, the day you retire, you start doing all those things which you feel that I am deprived of since past 25, 30, 35 years, or during my college days as well. Now, if we are moving into a direction where we are combining these interdisciplinary subjects all together and multilingual theories all together, so imagine the kind of traction that would be having. Imagine the kind of outcome that would be coming in. Like, if I am passionate about music and during my one course of study, I am able to pursue that, and I can have a different horizon, different vision altogether towards, or a different perspective altogether of something which is established. And that's how I believe more and more research can come in, more and more theories can be formed in. Like today, if again I say I'm a computer scientist or I am working in AI, and if I'm talking about some music theory, then I would be much more in a better position to combine that music theory in lines with AI and whatnot. And again, repeating my thing, that technology is only a means. Like when we go to MBA colleges, management colleges, and I have seen many students who are coming from the background, and they have done their graduation in arts, they have done their graduation in commerce as well. And then certainly you see a sudden shift, because the kind of environment they are getting over there, that provides them a different viewpoint that yes, they are capable of doing that. You can see through many IIMs, the startups which are coming in. Majority of the students, if you look around, yes, they might be from the technology, but there are students, there are startups being formed by the students who are not at all from technology. They are from different domains or verticals altogether. But once they enter into a kind of situation that yes, interdisciplinary environment is generated, their horizon is broadened, their thought process, their vision, it improves. And that's what I believe a true education is. And that's the deliberation you people are doing. I really would like to congratulate the organizing team and the organizers for working on such a thought-provocative topic and taking it forward. And I would like to see more and more participation of students of colleges like this, where we are talking about linguistics, we are talking about all other things, barring technology or but technology, towards the domain which we discuss in the innovative practices or the innovation thought processes. I would really appreciate that in next edition, students should look around, students should explore, and they should talk to their peers, even their neighbors, and how they can become part of these kind of programs and take the best advantage of the opportunities available down the line, where we are working, all of us, we are working to get them through and make our lives wonderful, make this place a wonderful place to live in. I'd like to sum up through this, and once again, congratulations to all the participants, the organizing team, the college, and the management. My heartiest congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Yeah, so am I okay? So yeah, I will be staying for that. I was about to take excuse, but I know we are already on the last verse, so I'll take another 5 minutes. I'll stay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today and inaugurating this conference despite your busy schedule. And now, may I invite Dr. Rose Sebastian, the convener of the conference, for the vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all. We all must have had a long day at work, so let me head straight to the duty assigned to me. First and foremost, I thank Dr. Mohit Gambhir for being with us today. I'm pretty sure that in his capacity as the director of the innovation cell with the Ministry of Education, he must have had a lot of grander events on his schedule today. But we thank you for this gesture of willing to inaugurate our event and fulfilling your commitment. This gesture was very encouraging, sir. I thank our manager, Reverend Father Dr. Abraham Olyapurat, who, in order to be able to be with us today, had to keep aside a certain important personal inconvenience. Thank you, Father, for prioritizing our event of your personal inconvenience. Next, I thank the assistant manager of Bharat Mada College, dear Father Matthew Kartanam. His genuine interest in the event was very evident in the way he asked for the details of the conference and offered us heartfelt support, full support. Thank you, Father. Your gesture was a morale booster for us conveners. Next, I thank our principal, Dr. Shaini Palati, whom we could always count on for her support. And she never misses a chance to to praise the Department of English for their teamwork and unity. And being an accomplished scholar herself, I knew that she would understand the value of an academic exercise such as this. Thank you, ma'am, for your unwavering support. Next, I thank Royal University of Bhutan, who collaborated with us. And here the university is represented by Dr. Chitra S. Thank you, ma'am, for your cooperation. Next, I thank the organizing secretary, Dr. Jai Singh, who is also an associate professor with EFLU Hyderabad. And this is the second consecutive time that he is collaborating with us. He is the one who brought the Royal University of Bhutan on board, and he is the one who brought a lot of resource persons on board. And he has contributed a lot to this conference in terms of human resource and logistics. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank our conference definitely and evidently from the brochure has an amazing lineup of speakers, and there are experts from the field chairing each session. And most of them are of so high a stature in their own field that this particular conference is not going to benefit them particularly personally in any which way, but they're here because they believe in the free and open dissemination of knowledge and thought, because they believe that it has to be circulated and made accessible to everybody, because they believe of knowledge as a common social good. Thank you for that. Last, I thank our dear HOD, Minnie Abraham ma'am, and the organizing committee, which is practically the whole English department. Nobody usually thanks one's own family, but I have to say a word here because I realize how much my task as a convener has been made lighter with the kind of support that the Department of English has pulled together for this event. I particularly thank Christina and Rohit, the convening team, without whom we wouldn't have been able to pull this off this systematically. I thank all the participants for their overwhelming response to the call for papers and cooperating with us for the procedures further. I wish that this conference turns out to be a very fruitful exercise for all of us. I wish all the participants the very best. Thank you.
A word of welcome to Dr. Chitra, because she told us that she'll be joining a little late because of travel. So I know it's after the vote of thanks, but still, since you were not there for the welcome, I'm just giving a word of welcome. Welcome both.
So thank you, sir, for
Thank you
helping
so much.
us and inspiring us to do so many interdisciplinary things. And I wish in future we will collaborate across the departments and across the institutions, and you will always keep inspiring us. So thank you, sir.
Sure. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone. All the very best. Take care. Have a nice conference. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.